Yo, what's going on, everybody? So today we're actually going to be talking about your competitive side of gameplay. We're not looking at your mechs, we're not looking at your aim, we're solely just going to be looking at how to improve on the tournament side of things. Let's be real. If you're looking at these videos still, and you've already watched like 100 videos, why is that? Why are you still looking at videos like this? I'll explain it to you. You're looking at the wrong side of things. You're looking on how to get better as an individual, which is great. Of course, that's great on you for taking that initiative. But why are we still sucking on the leaderboard? Probably because these three main things. First, I'm going to talk about your knowledge. So let's be real. Your knowledge. Is it good? This is not about me telling you. This is something like you need to evaluate yourself. I'm going to explain to you some stuff after, but right now let's evaluate yourself. Is your awareness good? Yeah? No? I don't know. That's up to you to decide, because if you think you're really smart and your knowledge is fantastic, but you can't win tournaments, then I'm sorry, it's not good. Now, let's be real. Of course, you and your trio have to be understanding of each other. If your teammates are all disagreeing, then, you know, they also need to work on themselves. And you know what? Like, that's for sure an issue. Like, but you need to find a trio that you actually can fully understand. You can fully agree on things, and you're all actually collaborating on great ideas. Okay. But honestly, for your knowledge, let's talk about the main things that you should evaluate. Awareness, whether that's map awareness, mats, heals, ammo, all those things. Awareness of that. Awareness on when to pick fights, when not to pick fights, when to leave. And awareness of chests, slurp barrels, and honestly, just like campfires, little things like that. I'm showing it on the screen right now. This is a great tool to use. Fortnite.gg gives you the whole map, allows you to see everything on the map. It allows you to see everything that you should know for the competitive side of things. You know, launch pads are important. Radio towers are important. Look at them. Be like, hey, you know what? I know this slurp barrel's here. Let's go see if it's still there. Let's take the launch pad, jump over here. We're in shambles. Let's try to regroup. Those things are awareness as well, okay? If you feel like you're in a fight and you just lose all your mats, and once you lose all your maps, you're still stuck there and you have a rotation item, are you leaving, or are you just hoping that like you can no build it and just like kill them? All these things are not for me to be like, are you shit? You know what I mean? Like, this is seriously just being like, yo, evaluate it on yourself. I want you to actually pay attention. Are you actually focusing on the right things? So the next thing I'm actually going to talk about is your rotations, okay? So of course, we just talked about your awareness. That's something for you to evaluate. Just think about some stuff. Are you actually losing your ones and whatever, all that stuff, right? Now, let's talk about your rotations. Does that make sense to you? Does your rotations even matter to you? Or do you just kind of just go wherever you think you should go? There's a ton of launch pads this season, which is great. So you should use them for your benefit. And a lot of them are actually on the outside of the map, which will help you a ton. You're on dead side. It allows you to jump from launch pad to launch pad. You can get mats afterwards. It's great to be on the outside of the season for the sense of good rotation. If it's early game or mid game and the pole is top left, top right, whatever, just one of the corners, you can stick on the dead side if you're in shambles, if you're in, you know, good spot, if you're healthy and your trio and you are great. Rotations could vary. It's all dependent on what you three as a group decide. Next thing I'm going to talk about for your knowledge is, seriously, are you good at communication? Okay, when you talk to people, are you good at collaborating ideas? Are you actually willing to listen, or are you just too ego to actually think that they're good? Just because they're not as mechanically good as you does not mean they are not as smart as you, okay? Because I have definitely versed a bunch of people who mechanically are so much better than me, but my brain makes us win all the time, okay? Now, I consider myself definitely an IGL, but I think I like being a fragger IGL way better. That's also something that you need to focus on as yourself. You need to figure out what you like to play and then focus on that role. So again, for your rotations, those all apply, but I want you to figure out if you're in a 2v1 clutch and you need to get the hell out of there, Like, are your rotations good? Do you understand how to maneuver around the map? Do you understand how to hide for 2 seconds to just like get away from people? Whatever it is, honestly, I just want to know, are you actually good at moving around? Rotations can also just be aware of the map and understanding that if you need to get storm surge tags, are you going to be on a hill that allows you to get good tags? Are you actually going early on your rotations? Are you actually getting good rotations? Do you leave too late? Whatever it is, those things matter. And I want you to figure out, if you're ever in a scrim or in the tournament itself, are you actually getting totally shit on when it comes to moving? You know, if you're trying to move for the next circle and then you just all get pinned down by both sides and get shot at, try to figure out a better spot to put yourself so you don't get that. Try to go dead side, wait for other people to go, whatever it is. I just want you to think about that. If that's something that happens to you, try to evaluate that. For your end game stuff, this is something that you can work on a lot through creative. All right, now I personally really like doing the solo creative end game maps. Now those things are obviously, you know, not the real thing, and a lot of the times they're kind of shitty lobbies, but it's more about understanding like the levels on the end game when it's like fully stacked, understanding when you're on height, understanding when you're on the bottom layer, whatever it is. You just need to understand that where you are end game, when it is a good time to push something, when it's a good time to go for that refresh. If someone has a wall that they'll kill you and you got the refresh, sometimes it's best not to go. Okay, you'll probably just go down, or you'll go up, or you'll go, you know, through the wall or whatever it is, and then you might get trapped. Okay, it could just be bait. So understanding end game, that is something that is very important. That's something that is like, are you good at end game? I just want you to think about it. Are you good at end game? Do you understand what's going on? So all that stuff, it's just something to know about. So for one tip for learning, I would actually fully recommend to focus on as well, are you an IGL or are you a fragger? Those are great questions to figure out for yourself. If you see yourself more as an IGL role, start paying attention on how to get better at rotations, start really learning the map, start learning how to properly tunnel. There's little mechanics that you're going to be able to learn. All those things are going to be great. So honestly, again, my biggest tip for an IGL, watch a pro that's an IGL. Look at how they're playing the game. Look at the comms that they're making. Look at what they're aware of. Make sure that you're paying attention on everyone's mats, their heals, on just like, do you guys even have a good position? Look for storm surge tags. Look for good fights if you need to. Make sure you get yourself early rotation on allowing you to have the best position for your team. Make sure your teammates aren't far away from you. There's a lot that you can be doing to make sure that you're really good as an IGL. Now, again, let's be real. If you have two fraggers that have a big ego, you might blow your brain out. So try to make sure when you're paying attention to your teammates that they're not running off, okay? And it's honestly, in my opinion, the best thing to get two teammates that want to listen to you. And if you're a fragger, try to listen to your IGL. If you don't listen to your IGL, then your whole team is just like gonna go in shambles, okay? As long as you're all three on the same boat, you will find success. As a fragger, this is where it comes a little tricky. You may think that as a fragger, oh, I just go kill. Yes, we want that, but why are we killing? Not just to get points. That's not the point, okay? As a fragger, especially with the movement items that we have right now, in endgame especially, or mid game, or like any time that we have to box up, if you get these picks and you can get these refreshes are so crucial to give these mats to your actual IGL. They can make sure that they can get ahead of the storm or whatever it is, or make your tunnel or anything like that to help you guys just improve. My favorite item currently right now is definitely the Oni mask, because as a fragger, I think it's the best item to use. If your IGL is tunneling and you need to make sure that you get the mats down low, yo, it's so great. Go down there, get the mats, TP there, and then make sure that you understand that surroundings. Make sure you're actually evaluating everything around it, because you could be falling into a trap. But if you know it's safe, go down there, get the mats, TP back up to wherever your tunnel is, or if it's ahead or anything like that, It's great, this Oni item, because that allows you to fully get these refreshes, allows you to TP back to your team, and the next thing you know, you can split mats with your IGL. As a fragger, those things are super important, okay? You're looking for these frags, you're looking for these refreshes, you're looking to share your mats with everybody, you're making sure that your IGL is fully equipped with everything that he needs when it comes to mats and everything like that. As a fragger as well, if you're not paying attention to your IGL and you're like running off, you are seriously the problem. Okay, now if it's a bad call from your IGL and you're trying to go in the better direction and they all die and you lived, it's better for you guys to all go together and actually try to, you know, survive together instead of it being like a 2v3 and then you are now left as like a 1v all clutch. I understand you may disagree with your IGL throughout the decision making, but honestly, whoever's calling the shots, let them call the shots. If they fuck up, then you guys talk about it after the game. This is why VOD reviewing is super important. So the next thing I would actually recommend is to watch pro scrims, whether that's doing a watch party through Aussie Antics, because that's personally my person I go to, or even watching the pro itself throughout their whole, like through their own stream. When you're watching pros, don't watch them for the sense of being like, oh my god, this guy's crazy, he just totally killed this person. You need to actually pay attention to what they're doing. So when you're watching these live streams, I want you to actually pay attention to what are these people fully doing, okay? Don't look at them being like, oh my god, this guy just totally killed them. Look at their positioning, look how they're pressuring people, look how they're actually, as a group, being coordinated. I want you to look at these people and be like, oh, an end game, they just try to get heights. Like, how did they try to get heights? Why did they try to get heights? What was height doing when they tried to take it? Like, there's a lot of things that go on, but it's just like, stop watching them because you just think that they're crazy. Start watching them because you want to do what they're doing. So evaluate what they're doing and then implement it into your own game. There's one thing that a lot of people just need to start doing. Play scrims, play tournaments, and watch your VOD reviews, okay? Now, for performance reasons, I understand that some people just can't have their gameplay. For some people, they just can't record their past gameplay. So I personally love having replays on solely because then I can go back into my game, see where I went wrong, and then evaluate myself and then actually pay attention to all the faults. Again, if it's a performance thing, I get it. It's so worth it for you and your trio to fully evaluate where you went wrong, and you'll learn a lot and you'll actually get better. Last thing I'm going to talk about is your games to play. So for you and your trio, this is fully directed for as a group thing. As an individual, you can learn mechanics, you can do all those things. You can play these solo endgame scrim creative maps. But as a trio, to learn chemistry, I think the best thing to do is currently go into scrims, go into endgame maps on creative, do 2v1 maps. Those things are all fantastic. You need to be focusing a lot on chemistry with your trio. If you fully want to get better, there's things that you can do on your free time, like if it's box fights, if it's mechanic maps, if it's aim maps, if it's turtle wars. It doesn't fully matter what it is on your solo time, but as the best way to improve for your trio chemistry, start focusing on those trio maps, like those endgame creatives, the 2v1s to help you and your group to learn how to clutch. You can also be critical with each other, being like, yo, you shouldn't have done that box, or like you shouldn't have done that peak. Having that 2v1 chemistry, having that 2v1 map to allow yourself to evaluate whether that choice was good or not, having it to be a safe spot to get your teammates to tell you where you shouldn't have done something. But you have to also be mindful that you can't just be a bitch. Like, you just don't be fucking swearing at each other, being like, don't do that, that peak's stupid, and the other person's like, that's not that's not good. Be chill. You guys are all trying to win the same tournament, so if you fight, you know what, you're just not going to win in general, and you probably should just switch teams, in my opinion. Playing scrims with your trio is the best thing. Okay, if you guys want to learn chemistry, if you guys are trying to figure out endgame, if you're trying to learn how to listen to your IGL, if you're trying to learn how to frag better, these are all crucial things that you need to fully focus on. It's great paying attention to all these things and learning where your faults are, because you can VOD review your scrims. You can pay attention to the map awareness, where you should have got that refresh, where you could have got that kill that you didn't. There's honestly a bunch of things that you can do to get better. And with that being said, I just want to say thank you for everybody that stuck through the entire video. I do appreciate that. I'm a new YouTuber, so I'm just trying to get out some content, good quality content, try sharing some information that honestly a lot of people probably sell. I don't think a lot of people actually give that information for free. So hopefully you can improve with that. Hopefully everything that I said does help. And again, if there's any questions, I don't mind talking to you guys in the comments. Now again, if you have any questions or if you have a video idea that you'd want me to do, by all means let me know. I don't mind putting in some time to doing some videos like that. But yeah, and again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all, and yeah, hopefully this video was good for you. Peace out.